Alright, I'm in my nuke, as you can see. These girls are starting to work their way up into this deep box, and they're starting to draw out this foundation. So hopefully that'll buy me some more time before they want to swarm. I don't know if my camera can make out the bees in there hiding, but they're just working, drawing out the comb and everything. I didn't see no hive beetles in this one, so I'm gonna cover them up. It's a mess getting into here because my frames are here. They've drawn out this, I think this is a medium. They've drawn that out on the bottom, and I don't want to go in there and cut that and make them ill until they've drawn me another box of frames. And then then the plan is to go in there and sort that mess out. We got a pack of propolis workers here, let me tell you. There's a little spider. He was in there. I guess they were letting him do his thing, but looky there. All that propolis. There's another bug that I guess they were letting do its thing. They might be eating the varroa off of them for all I know. But I got a couple bees checking me out already. Not stinging me, not bumping me to my knowledge, just, flying around me like, what are you doing? Boy, this is heavy propolis. Heavy stuff. Oh, that bug took off a running. Wonder if they've propolized this to the frames. I think they have. I'm going to put this camera down and try to get this inner cover off, guys. Good Lord, at the propolis. And there's a bunch of hive beetles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got hive beetles. I'm sorry I'm not talking. I'm trying to kill them hive beetles. I think I got them all pretty good. Up. There's a bunch of them. Try not to hurt my bees. They're in here. They're in these. This must be a trap that the bees have made. It is. So there's what a natural trap looks like, in case you've never seen it. A corral, yeah boy, there's a bunch of them. So, I think I got most of them. I'm gonna pause this camera. I'm gonna try to get these bees off of this, and I'm gonna scrape all this propolis off of it. In fact, I'm probably gonna grab a container to scrape it into. It won't be pure, like if you wanted to sell it, but if say, there we go. You can see them in my suit. If, for instance, you wanted to make a propolis tincture for yourself, or if you had a friend or somebody who wanted some for personal use, you know, you can still use it. I know from experience, I used some that somebody made for me, and I won't lie, it tasted like I was consuming a whole beehive. And I don't just mean the wax, I'm talking the wax, the bees, the frames, the wood. So, but I mean, hey, I took it. Anything try to help the health for a little bit longer, you know. All right, I got my propolis trap out of the building. Finally found it. I have to watch. If my camera cuts off, I won't be able to keep this recording continuing. Oh, there's a carpenter ant in the damn hive. I killed it. Yeah, what I was saying is, if this phone cuts off, I'll have to restart a new recording, and I'd rather not do that. I got a container here, so I'm going to get ready to start scraping it. It looks like the bees skedaddled for me, so I'm just going to sandwich that in between the inner cover and the box. Now, is that how you're supposed to do it? Don't know. I guess we'll just find out. Alright, I cleaned up all the propolis. You can see there was a big old ring of it there. And I cleaned it up on these frames as best I can. If you notice, that's where there was condensation in the hive over the winter. It went and dripped on the edges instead of in the center. And that's what's caused that right there. Pretty certain that's mold, even though I obviously burnt these frames. I think that's mold, which would make sense if water was condensating on these edges. But as you can see, there are quite a few bees in here, even on the ends. They're still working on these two frames though. They're empty. But I'm going to dig into them and see what all's going on. So I just did what I call the slide test, even in these boxes, which are actually not wide enough to be able to do a real good slide in the frame to depropolize them from each other. Even in this one, I was able to do it because this frame they haven't really done much with except chew out some holes. They've chewed some holes out of it, that's about it. But you can, maybe you can see, they're drawing that out. Well, I moved this one on over. They're not doing too much on it at the moment. Well, I kicked this one over, and there's a line of bees between the frames. I was always told that means they're drawing wax. So then I kicked this one out, and they're drawing, well, they're stringed together. Now, I've always heard that means they're drawing wax, so I didn't take the frames out, and I just slid them back together, because if they're still drawing out here, which they're getting pretty good ways, I took a peek whenever I had them slid apart. I know you guys can't see it now, but they're getting pretty good ways on this box. I'm very happy about that. But I didn't want to break that chain of bees if they really are, because I'm just going to see a bunch of unfinished frames. I saw that just taking and cracking them. So I'm going to put this back together and put it all up. But you can see, I'm seeing some abdomen moving. I don't know if that's nectar here or if that's something else they're doing. But it's interesting nonetheless. And as you can see, they're not, well, actually, they're not all over me. I just puffed a couple of puffs of smoke near the entrance and went to work. They're not all over me. I had a couple around me wondering what I was doing, but they're very calm, and it is getting cool, so they may not want to fly much. But as long as they're not mean, I'm going to be perfectly fine with them. You know, I don't like to... Alright, I've got them all packed up. So that was my first look into the bees.